It's the approach of his beloved Aunt Lucy's 100th birthday, and so he wants to get her a memorable present, and where better place to find a present than in Mr. Gruber's antique shop. Now there is a fair come to town, Kozlova's travelling fair, and they have offloaded some bits of old memorabilia for Mr. Gruber to sell, and amongst the memorabilia is a pop-up book of London, which of course would make the perfect present for Aunt Lucy. Now, because of the machinations of the plot, things don't go according to plan. But we'll reveal a bit more about that in a moment. So that's the sort of the setting. Paddington has made himself very, very popular in the neighbourhood. Delighted that one of the neighbours, that's played by Mr. Ben Miller, is here today. But also in the neighbourhood is a rather vain and pompous, but very highly regarded celebrity played by Mr. Hugh Grant, who's one of our new characters. He plays Phoenix Buchanan, who is a legend in his own imagination. And is keen to let everybody know that. But also one new character we come across, played by the formidable Brendan Gleeson, is Knuckles McGinty. And Knuckles McGinty is a character we meet in prison, which I think gives you a clue as to where some of the story is going. In what the Browns are convinced is a case of mistaken identity, or Paddington being in the wrong place at the wrong time, he ends up in prison. But one of the themes of the film is don't judge a book by its cover, and well, you'll see from the clips in a moment that life in prison needn't be all bad. Let me introduce you. This is the world of microphone. Let me introduce you to Rosie Allison, who's one of David Haven's right-hand henchwoman person, and one of our producers, and to Alexandra Ferguson Derbyshire, who is also one of our producers. And Rosie.
Thank you so much for coming on today. It's been such a joy on this second outing with Michael Bond's, this wonderful, beloved creation, Paddington, who has struck a chord with so many different generations and so many countries across the world. And obviously to pull it off, we really needed a wonderful director with vision. And we had Paul King, the writer-director of the last film, and so happy he came back and has done it again. And he's a brilliant, brilliant director. And his flair and imagination and his warmth and his comic timing really shines through in this film. We're absolutely thrilled and excited and can't wait to share it with the world. But anyway, it's just a little taste to begin with.
So for today, we have these 4 clips, which are nearly finished. You'll see mostly a finished bear, some temporary bear, a nearly finished sound mix. So it's getting there. We've got 5 weeks. It feels like we're on the sprint at the end of a marathon. Paul can't be here because he's recording Ben Wishall's voice and sound mixing today. So we will have a beautiful film for you releasing on the 10th of November. This is not a secret screening, so feel free to share your thoughts at #PaddingtonBear if you would like to. And we hope you enjoy the clips.
Yeah, but like Paddington, always be polite in your comments. You'll be so kind. So we've got 4 clips. The first one is in Mr. Gruber's shop, where Paddington always goes for his 11s. Then we're going to be introduced to Mr. Phoenix Buchanan as the Kozlova's fair arrives in town. And then a moment in prison, where Paddington has his Oliver moment. To do with food, and then finally, when Mrs. Brown gets her detective hat on, there is no stopping her becoming a sleuth as to who is the real baddie. So hope you enjoy. These are the 4 short clips, but hope you'll get a feeling of what we're up to.
Oh, and one thing I forgot to say is that this film is Paul King co-wrote it with Simon Farnaby.